everyone. Welcome to another video. So this video is again going to talk about the HKDSE exam paper, which is Business Accounting and Financial, commonly known as BFS. Right. So today we are actually in the last video we actually did 2015, and today we will be doing 2016. It's again paper 1, and we will only be solving the multiple choice section, which is section A. All right. So we will be just looking at the multiple choice section. Again, this is only applicable to students from Hong Kong who would be appearing for the DSE exams, actually. So this is just a heads up. So this is only applicable to students who are in Hong Kong doing this exam, actually. So let's start looking at the questions. There are 30 multiple choice questions. We will go over each of them. Again, as we can tell that the questions will actually come from different subject areas. It will include accounting questions, it will include finance questions, it will also include general business questions, questions related to maybe HR or marketing or organizational structure, etc., right? If you look at the question type as well, just to give you a heads up, it's more like statement format, right? So you need to understand the topic in a great detail, actually. So they will give you certain statements like 1, 2, 3. Usually there are 3 statements, and then you will have to pick up which statements are actually correct or which statements are not correct based on the question that is being asked, right? So let's get started with the first question, and let's read through the question. So which of the following are the characteristics of multinational corporations located in Hong Kong? This is very interesting in DSE exam papers, that they would actually always mention Hong Kong somehow, whereas multinational companies or multinational corporations pretty much may have similar characteristics all around the world. It's not necessary that they are true in Hong Kong, but they may be true in other countries as well. The characteristics are very general at times. So let's read through the statements. The first statement is their operations take place outside of Hong Kong. That is actually true, because that's the classic definition of a multinational corporation. Then statement 2, they are listed on a Hong Kong Stock Exchange. That is actually not necessary. This is not true. This is not the true characteristics of a multinational company. They can be listed companies, but it is not necessary that they will be listed in Hong Kong. They could be listed in London, they could be listed in Japan, they could be listed in Singapore, they could be listed in United States of America, they could be listed in any part of the world, not necessarily Hong Kong. Statement 3, they have more than 100 employees. Now again, it is, that's up to company. That's not one of the characteristics of a multinational corporation. Multinational corporations can have less than 100 employees. It's not necessary that they will always have 100 employees, right? So it's only the first statement which is true. So the correct answer to multiple choice 1 would be option A. Let's look at multiple choice 2. Which of the following are the characteristics of a flat organization, right? So again, characteristics. So you see the first question was also about characteristics. Second question is about characteristics as well, giving you 3 statements each, and then you pick up which statement is correct, right? So let's read the question again. Which of the following are the characteristics of a flat organization as opposed to a tall organization, right? So there are 2 types of different organizations. There are several organizations. This is more about organizational structure, right? So in a very simple layman terms, there's a tall organization which has a lot of hierarchies, then there's a flat organization which doesn't have a lot of hierarchies. So let's read through some of the statements here. Wider span of control, right? So wider span of control. Flat organizations have wider span of control. This point is about actually hierarchy, right? So this is about hierarchy. They have a wider span of control. Fewer levels of management. Yes, that is actually true as well. So they have fewer levels of management too, because it's a flat organization, not tall. Tall organizations have a lot of steps in between. So a tall structure, if you know what is a tall organizational structure, then you know what it's talking about. If you don't know, then you must refer to what is the difference between flat and tall organization structure, right? And then shorter decision-making process as well, right? So this is actually a result. The shorter decision-making process is actually a consequence of having a wider span of control and fewer levels of management, because that means that you can connect with another colleague, very fast, right? So maybe they're sitting very, very fast, like there are no, you don't need to take approvals, right? So therefore, the correct answer to multiple choice 2 would be option B in this case. All three statements are actually true. So let's look at multiple choice 3. So multiple choice 3, in a company with departmentalization by geographical location. Okay, so there's a departmentalization by geographical location, right? So they have distributed the departments among different geographies. So departmental offices are set up in regions which the department oversees. That is actually not true. So in a company with departmentalization by geographical location will actually mean that departments are responsible for certain type of work in certain geography. So departmental managers are responsible for business operations in the region which the department oversees. Yes, actually that is correct. So that sounds. So the correct answer to multiple choice 3 would be option B. But let's look at option C and D as well. Departmental outlets only sell goods, right? They have not. No, this is talking about selling goods, right? They are not. We don't know anything about that, so that's why it's actually incorrect. Departmental staff is only recruited from the regions which the department oversees. No, that's not necessary. People do work. People from different nationalities will work in different countries as well. So that's not true. Multiple choice 4, Anna has retired at the age of 65 and has received a substantial amount from Provident Fund. She plans to invest the money to get some returns, but is not willing to take high risks, right? So she's not willing to take high risk. Which of the following financial instruments is the least suitable for her? So it's the focus here is least suitable, not the most suitable, right? So Anna is old. She's at 65. She got her MPF. Good for her. Now she wants to invest to make more money, but she doesn't want to take high risk, right? So most of the risky asset in this case would actually be shares. So the correct answer to multiple choice D would be, multiple choice 4 would be D actually, because shares are quite risky. The market fluctuations are very high, and therefore that's why it's the least. So you see, that's why it's the least suitable investment or financial instrument for her. Let's look at multiple choice 5, which is about accounting. As I can tell, Sunny, who maintains a good credit record, is a customer of Mary's business. For the year ended 31st December 2015, Mary sold goods for $8,000 on credit to Sunny. Sunny fully settled the debt in January 2016. According to the Okay, so this actually according to Dash, Mary should record this transaction as sales for the year, right? So which year and again, which accounting concept, right? So this is not going to be, it's not C, it's not D. Because going concern assumption is actually about whether your business is going to continue in the future period or not. That's what a going concern assumption is. This is going to be based on accrual concept. So in accounting these days follows accrual concept, right? You talk about accrual accounting. There's also cash accounting. If you have a small business, you might be doing cash accounting, but usually it's accrual accounting. So it's going to be accrual accounting. So the answer to blank one would be accrual accounting. Now it's the option 2, whether it's 2015 or 2016. So accrual accounting says that in which year the transaction takes place, you should record it in that year. So when did this transaction took place? This transaction actually took place in 2015. Therefore, the correct answer to this multiple choice would be A. Multiple choice 5, correct answer is option A, which is accrual accounting, and the transaction will be recorded in the year 2015. Let's look at multiple choice 6. So multiple choice 6, which of the following descriptions of joint ventures in Hong Kong are correct? Now, again, the examiners are very focused on in Hong Kong as if things will make a huge difference. Joint ventures are joint ventures. They will pretty much share similar characteristics across the globe. So let's look at the multiple choice options here. Partners of a joint venture usually share the profits of the joint venture equally. The partners of a joint venture share, well, that could be true, but it sounds more like partnership than joint venture, to be honest. A joint venture must be formed by one local company and one foreign company. So this is not true, actually. They could be both foreign companies. They could be both local companies. The joint venture means a corporation that you come together and you try to do something together. A joint venture is an entity independent from all its partners. That is actually true. That is actually true. So joint venture is independent from its partners because it's a separate entity. Joint venture enjoys a lower profit tax than a general partnership. That's not necessary as well. So the correct answer to multiple choice 6 would be option C. Let's look at multiple choice 7. Under which of the following circumstances should autocratic leadership be adopted by management, right? So under which circumstances do you think that the company should adopt autocratic leadership style? Now, what does autocratic leadership style means? That means that, you have to follow what your boss tells you to do. So that's autocratic leadership style. So if you don't know what is autocratic leadership style, you can simply Google it or refer to your notes that you may have. Right, so subordinates are only responsible for repetitive and simple jobs. That's one condition. That's if you have a repetitive and simple job, then yeah, you actually autocratic leadership style will make sense, will make much more sense because there isn't much of a decision making involved there. Subordinates are willing to take responsibility. No, in such a scenario, actually, autocratic leadership style is not suitable. Statement 3. The company always needs to make quick decisions. So if company wants to make quick decisions, then yes, autocratic leadership style will actually help because someone else is making the decision. You are just simply following what is being told to you for your work, right? So you're just like a robot, basically, right? Someone is telling you something to do and then you just do it. The correct answer to multiple choice 7 would be option C, 1 and 3. Let's look at multiple choice 8. So multiple choice 8, the frontline manager is responsible for making strategic decisions. No, actually frontline manager is not responsible for that. It's the management which makes strategic decisions. Monitoring the daily operations of the business. Frontline managers are responsible for that. Formulating corporate policies and directions. No, that is again a responsibility of a management. So the correct answer to multiple choice 8 would be option B because only statement 2 is true. Let's look at multiple choice 9. So you see now you can actually see the pattern. So they are actually giving you a lot of statements and then you have to pick up the statements, which statements are correct. So that's the trend of, I think, the DSE exams, which I think is helpful to prepare for these exams, right? So you understand, because it's very important to understand what kind of questions can be asked in the exam, and that helps you prepare for the exams actually. So a credit card user, a credit card user can buy goods and services overseas with a credit card issued in Hong Kong. That is actually true, that works. Can settle the whole outstanding balance of this statement by due date in order to avoid interest charges. Yes, the user can definitely do that. Can enjoy a lower interest rate to settle the overdue credit card balance than for a personal. No, actually credit card charges you a lot of interest. If you don't pay on time, the interest rate is actually quite high. So the correct answer to multiple choice 9 would be statement 1 and statement 2, which is option A. So 9A is actually the correct answer. So let's look at multiple choice 10. Which of the following statements about division of work are correct, right? So not one statement is correct in this case. They are giving you a hint here. It's not is, it's actually are. It's not is, it's actually are. So probably all of them will be correct, or maybe more than one will be correct. So let's read through it. Facilitates automation of the production. Yes, it does. It makes it easier for managers to supervise the production process. Yes, that helps too. It makes it easier for workers to master the production process they are responsible for. Yes, that's true of division of work as well. So the correct answer to multiple choice 10 would be option D, 1, 2, and 3. Let's look at multiple choice 11. Which of the following accounts must have balances on the debit side of a trial balance, right? So which accounts will have a debit balance on the bank charges, because this is an expense. This is again an accounting question. So expenses usually have expenses have debit balances. Bank loan is going to have a credit balance, so that's incorrect. That is incorrect. And then bank. So Bank. Now they have just said the word bank, right? It's not, what is this? What does it mean? I cannot tell whether it's going to have a debit balance or credit balance. It could be a bank overdraft as well. So if it's a bank overdraft, then it's going to have a credit balance, but it's not telling me anything. So the correct answer to multiple choice 11 would be A, because I can only tell one for certain. So bank charges debit balance is correct. So the correct answer to multiple choice 11 should be A. Let's look at multiple choice 12. Which of the following would affect the calculation of cost of goods sold, right? So this is again an accounting question, and I like accounting questions. If you want to understand more about basic accounting, you can always watch videos on my channel, which are there, like how to make journal entries or what is the cost of goods sold, right? So you can easily find those videos on my channel as well. So if you look at cost of goods sold is actually, the way it is calculated is opening inventory plus purchases, and then minus the closing inventory, right? So that's what's the profit of, that's the formula of cost of goods sold, right? So what is going to impact any change in opening inventory or purchases or closing inventory is going to actually impact the cost of good calculation, right? So a rental expense is definitely not, it's going to impact net profit. It's not going to impact cost of goods sold. Carriage expenses for the delivery again is going to impact the profit and not the cost of goods sold. Discount given by suppliers for purchasing a large quantity of goods, right? So that's what called, that's a discount, right? So your supplier is giving you discount. Correct answer to multiple choice 12 would actually be option C, because now you're getting discount on your purchases. The purchase price is going to go down, and therefore your cost of goods sold will go down as well. But in this case, it's only talking about the effect, right? So it's not talking what kind of effect, whether increase or decrease, it's not talking about that, but it's only talking about effect. So the discount is actually going to affect the cost of goods sold. So the correct answer to multiple choice 12 would be option C. Let's look at multiple choice 13. So multiple choice 13, which of the following statements about non-current assets is correct, right? So what are non-current assets? They are long-term assets. They show up on balance sheets, right? So which of the following statement is true for which of the following statements is true for non-current assets? So their cost of purchase is like, no, this is, you can have non-current assets which are cheaper as well. So they are not cost bound. They are used for the operations of the business. Yes, that is actually correct, but let's read through C and D as well. Their balances are presented in the income statement. No, they are on balance sheet actually. Accounts receivable is a non-correct answer to multiple choice 13 would be option B. Let's look at a saving plan which requires an initial deposit of 100K or $100,000. The plan generates the following cash flows at the end of subsequent years. So these are the cash flows. The given discount rate is 5% per annum. What is the net present value of the savings plan, right? So now this is a finance question. Even though time value of money is also taught in accounting, but it's purely a finance question actually. So what is the net present value? Net present value is basically what you do is you take your initial investment, right? You take your initial investment. You take initial investment. You take initial investment, and then you would have, so you can calculate the present value of these. Somehow my writing pad is actually not working very well, but so I can tell you, I can actually tell you the way to solve for this question actually. So all you need to do is divide $20,000 by 1.05. If you remember the formula for time value of money, and 35,000 would be, because so you can draw a timeline. That's actually better. So you can draw a timeline. So this is 100K that you need to invest, and then 1, 2, and then 3. So you will get $20,000 here. You will get $35,000 here, and then you will get 55K here. You will get 55K here. So all you need to do is calculate the present value. So 20,000 divided by 1.05, 35,000 divided by 1.05 to the power square, and 55,000 divided by 1.05 to the power 3. All right. So that way you can calculate the present value of each line here, and then sum them up, and deduct that from $100,000. And that way you will be able to calculate the net present value. I have done the maths here. So if I want to give you the answer should actually be 14D. It's negative 1695.28. But I have told you I've explained the rationale behind it, so you can just follow the rationale, right? So all you need to do is divide 20,000 by 1.05, 35,000 divide by 1.05 to the power square, 55,000 divided by 1.05 to the power cube. That way you will get the present value of each year, sum them up, and then deduct that from $100,000. And that way you will get your answer for multiple choice 14. Let's look at multiple choice 15. So multiple choice 15, which of the following companies are socially responsible, right? Now only one company can be socially responsible in this case, or many companies can be socially responsible because they have used is and are. So let's read through the statements. A power company which develops new technology to help reduce gas emissions. So that is actually a socially responsible move. A printing company which accepts many orders from social welfare organizations. That is actually, so the company is actually just accepting. It's not doing anything which is socially responsible. Accepting orders from socially responsible organization does not by de facto makes them socially responsible organization, right? So 2 is incorrect. Let's read through statement 3. A trading company which encourages employees to participate in voluntary work to serve the community. That is socially responsible as well. So 1 and 3. So the correct answer to multiple choice 15 would be option B. Let's look at multiple choice 16. So multiple choice 16, which of the following statements about business ownership are correct? Public corporations are wholly owned by the government. It's a public corporation. That is actually true. The minimum number of shareholders of a limited company is 2. No, that is actually not true. A nominal partner is not the owner of partnership. That is correct as well. So 1 and 3. So the correct answer to multiple choice 16 would be option B. Which of the following is a benefit brought about by the Closer Economic Partnership Agreement CEPA for the businesses in Hong Kong? Right, so you can actually search about what this organization is on Google if you don't know that, but all it does is that it helps trade between Hong Kong and mainland. So the correct answer actually in this case is 17C. Tariffs are not levied on goods originating in Hong Kong exported to the mainland, right? So in other words, mainland authorities actually get cheaper goods from Hong Kong because there are no tariffs. So, but again, it's to facilitate exports from Hong Kong, right? So it's about facilitation of international trade actually. So that's about that. Multiple choice 18, which is about again accounting. Which of the following double entries are correct? Return goods to suppliers. So return goods to suppliers. Actually, return goods to suppliers. Actually, 1 is incorrect because why it's debiting purchases. You should be asking that question. It's not purchasing anything. Then deposited cash into bank accounts, so bank debit, cash credit, that is correct. Sold goods to customers on credit, debit accounts receivable, trade receivables, and credit sales. That is actually correct. So 2 and 3 is correct. The correct answer to multiple choice 18 would be option C. Multiple choice 19, Peter wants to deposit $500,000 in a bank for a half year. The bank offers him the following savings plan. Which plan offers the highest return? A lump sum interest of $6,000 at the end of half year, 2.4% per annum compounding quarterly, 2.4% per annum compounding half yearly, and then this is annual and quarterly. Right, so to do this, actually, you would have to run through all these numbers here, and whichever actually offers you a higher interest, higher return, then you should be just that's your correct answer over there. So if you see here, this is 6,000 at the end of a half year, which is $6,000 at the end of half year, and then 2.4%. So 500,000 times 2.4%, whatever that interest rate is. If I compound that quarterly, I will actually earn more than $6,000. So that is the power of compounding, because compounding actually means you earn interest on your interest income as well. So the correct answer to multiple choice 19 would be actually option B. But in your exam, you should run the calculation. But 2.4% per annum compounding quarterly is going to give you a higher return than $6,000 at the end of half year, because it's defined at the end of half year, right? So 19B would be the correct answer. Let's look at multiple choice 20. So multiple choice 20, which of the following are the importance of small and medium enterprises to the local economy? They provide material and services to large businesses. Yes. They provide unique products to satisfy the needs of Hong Kong market. Yes, because they are small, not large companies. They provide no, they are not the major source of income tax. No, they are not, because they are small. So the correct answer to multiple choice 20 would be option A, 1 and 2. Let's look at multiple choice 21. Which of the following should be recorded on the credit side of the respective accounts? Credit side of the decrease in capital is actually going to be debit. Increase in trade payables, that's going to be credit. Decrease in a cash at the bank, that is actually going to be credit as well. So the correct answer to multiple choice 21 would be option C, 2 and 3. Multiple choice 22, which of the following are the benefits of defining the goal of a project? So benefits of defining a goal of a project: provide clear directions to employees. That's one benefit. Help control the progress of work and monitor the performance of employees. That's actually true as well. And reduce employee workload. No, it's never going to reduce employee workload. So the correct answer to multiple choice 22 would be option A, 1 and 2. Let's look at multiple choice 23. So multiple choice 23, on 1st January 2015, Mr. Lee set up a firm with cash $100,000. On the same day, the firm took out a loan of $200,000 from bank. At the end of that year, total assets and total liabilities of the firm were $980,000 and $560,000. During the year, Mr. Lee made regular cash drawings of $5,000 a month. Right, so $5,000 a month. That would be my pen is again not working. So $5,000 a month is basically times 12 is how much? $60,000, I would say. $60,000. All right. What is the net profit of the firm? So here actually you will need to use accounting equation, which is asset equals to liabilities plus equity. And from there, actually, you can come up with the net profit as well. So your assets will actually include $100,000 cash that the firm has. So you can actually use the total asset and total liabilities number as well. So the total asset and the total liability. So total assets for the company are 980K. The liability is 560K. So if you take the difference, that's going to give you equity, right? So if you just take the difference here between 980 and 560, that's going to give you equity number. And then from equity, you will adjust the number for drawings because that's going to reduce that. And then you should be able to get the net profit, because net profit actually goes into equity. And whatever is left in the equity for this company is going to be net profit, because the company was set up this year. So they don't have any profits prior to 2015. So anything which is in the equity after you deduct for the drawings is pretty much going to be net profit for the company. So the correct answer to multiple choice 23 would be $380,000 actually. So that would be the correct answer to multiple choice 23. Let's look at multiple choice 24. Which of the following statements about unity of command is correct? So it's unity of command. So which of the following statement is correct? Each manager takes up one project. Only each subordinate directly reports to one supervisor only, right? So that's yeah. So like one person is commanding, one person is in command. So the correct answer to multiple choice 24 would be option B. Let's look at multiple choice 25. Simon is a self-employed fashion designer. He has the right not to enroll in. No, he has the right. He can. Has the right to make voluntary contributions. Yes. So actually, one would be incorrect. Has the right to withdraw the accrued benefits. Yes. So actually, 2 and 3. So the correct answer to multiple choice 25 would be option D, 2 and 3. Let's look at multiple choice 26. So to multiple choice 26, which of the following is not the main use of a company's financial statements for the respective users? So which of the following is not the main use of? Okay, so managers use. Yes, that's correct. Option B. That is correct as well. Option C, government to assess. Okay, no, so C is incorrect. So multiple choice 26 have the correct answer would be C, because it's the tax authority, not government. Government doesn't decide. Government is not concerned about that. It's the tax authority which is concerned about the ability to pay tax. So multiple choice 27, compared with the main board's basic listing requirements, the operating history requirement for growth enterprise market applicable is actually should be strict. So the operating history requirement for growth enterprise market applicable is loser, and market capitalization requirement for GEM applicants is actually loser too. Yes, that's because these are for small companies. So growth enterprise market is for small companies. So usually it's there to assist them. All right. So the correct answer to multiple choice 27 would be option D. Let's look at multiple choice 28. A dash is easier to set up and enjoys a relatively low tax rate in Hong Kong. All owners are liable for a business decision of one another in this entity. And that is called partnership. So the correct answer to multiple choice 28 would be option A. Let's look at the last two questions, which are interlinked, 29 and 30, which are again about accounting, and you need to use some formulas to calculate those numbers. So all I will do is explain the rationale in this case, and then you can actually calculate the numbers on yourself, because that's the practice, right? So you need to understand how to calculate numbers by yourself for the exam, because you will be doing the exam. So here they've actually given you a trial balance. They have given you a trial balance, right? And let's look at the question. Given that the inventory as of 31st December 2015 was $27,000, what was the cost of goods sold for the year ended 31st December 2017? So for cost of goods sold, as we have seen, COGS is opening inventory. It's opening inventory plus purchases minus closing inventory. And in this case, you will actually need to reduce for the returns that have been made. So minus the returns. So you have purchases, you have opening inventory, which is there, you have closing inventory, and you have the returns minus the returns as well. And then you will get the number for cost of goods sold. And the correct answer to multiple choice 29 should be option C. That should come about $60,000. Then multiple choice 30, given that the net profit for the year ended 31st December 2015 was $9,000, what was the gross profit for the year, right? So net profit is given to you, you need to find gross profit. So net profit is actually the difference between gross profit minus expenses. Minus expenses, right? So my pen, unfortunately speaking, is not working very well. So I am getting some trouble there, but the idea here is you have the expenses here, electricity, you have two expenses here, right? So you are given $9,000 profit. $9,000 is your net profit. You need to calculate gross profit, and you can calculate the amount of expenses from trial balance, but you also need to include the $2,000, which was the discount received, because that will not be part of your gross profit. That will be part of other income, but not gross profit. So when you calculate, so this is $10,000 plus 36,500 plus 3,500 of discount expense as well, right? So that will give you 50. So 1036.35, that's $50,000, right? So that's $50,000 in expenses. Net profit is $9,000. So that doesn't mean that you have $59,000 of gross income, because you need to deduct that $22,000 before, because that's part of other income, not gross profit income. It's not going to be part of gross profit because that's other income. So the correct answer to multiple choice 27 or multiple choice 30 would be option B, $57,000. That would be your correct answer for gross profit. But you can do the maths on your own. So I have explained the rationale there for you. I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and thank you very much for watching this video. If there's anything which is unclear in this video and you have watched until the end, please drop a comment below, and then I will just explain it in the comment section if that's the case. But hopefully that the video is clear enough and the questions are clear enough to be understood. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a like. And subscribe to my channel for more videos like these, and don't forget to share with your friends if this was helpful to you and if you think it's going to be helpful for them as well. Again, thank you very much for watching this video.